So hello friends, hope you all doing well. So in this video we'll discuss about the digestive system. That is the overview of the human digestive system. The digestive system serves the role of taking in nutrients, eliminating the waste products from the body, and absorbing and using the nutrients we take in. The digestive system includes all the parts of your body which are involved in when you eat or drink. So the gastrointestinal tract or the digestive system digest food and transport nutrients into the blood. And the GI tract is a series of hollow organs joining in a long twisting tube from the mouth to the anus. And the parts of the digestive tract are the parts of the digestive tract are mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, and the large intestine. Small intestine and the large intestine. These are the parts of the digestive tracts. And the accessory parts of the digestive tract are teeth, tongue, salivary glands, liver, gallbladder, and the pancreas. So these are the this helps in the digestion. These are not in the digestive tract, but it helps in the digestion. So what is digestion? The chemical breakdown of complex biological molecules into their component parts. It's digestion, which is that like lipids break down into fatty acids, protein to individual amino acids, and carbohydrates into simple sugars. And the digestive process starts when you put food in your mouth. Food moves through your gastrointestinal tract by a process which is called peristalsis. And the large hollow organs of your digestive tract gastrointestinal tract contain a layer of muscles that enables their walls to move. The movement pushes the food and liquid through your GI tract and mixes the contents within each organ. And the muscles behind the foot contracts and squeezes the food forward, while the muscles in front of the foot relaxes and allow the food to move. So the digestive function starts from the mouth. Now we'll discuss about the mouth. So about the mouth, in the mouth we have tongue, which mixes and rolls food into tiny meshed up bites, and pushes the bolus towards the pharynx and into the esophagus when you're swallowing. So food starts to move through your GI tract when you eat, and when you swallow, your tongue pushes the food into your throat. A small flap of tissue called the epiglottis folds over your windpipe to prevent choking, and food passes into your esophagus. So this is the works of your mouth. Now the esophagus and the functions of the mouth is to food enters in the mouth or oral cavity, and the tasting is the one functions of the mouth, and the mechanical breakdown of food starts from the mouth, and secretion of the salivary glands, salivary amylase, is the functions of the mouth. From the mouth, the food goes to the esophagus, and once you begin swallowing, the process becomes automatic. Your brain signals the muscles of the esophagus, and peristalsis begins. And the esophagus is a straight muscular tube that is about 10 inches or 25 centimeter long, which connects the mouth with the stomach. And the food takes about 4 to 8 seconds as it passes through the stomach. And its wall contains smooth muscles that contracts in heavy motion, which is called peristalsis. And the peristalsis process propels food and liquid slowly down the esophagus into the stomach. And the cardiac sphincter or ring-like valve relaxes to allow food into the stomach. And from the stomach it goes to the lower esophageal sphincter. When the food reaches the end of your esophagus, a ring-like muscles called the lower ring-like muscles, which is called the lower esophageal sphincter, relaxes and lets food pass into your stomach. And this sphincter usually stays close to keep what's in your stomach from flowing back into your esophagus. Now it goes to the stomach. Here you can see from the mouth, food goes to the esophagus, and from the esophagus it goes to the stomach. This is the stomach, and this is the near view of the stomach. And from the esophagus it goes to the stomach, and this is the stomach. And from the stomach it goes to the duodenum. So after food enters your stomach, the stomach muscles mix the food and liquid with digestive juice. The stomach slowly empties its contents, called chyme, into your small intestine. Now the food will go to the small intestine. So from the stomach the food goes to the small intestine, and the muscles of the small intestine mix the food with digestive juice from the pancreas, liver and the intestine, and they push the mixture forward for the further digestion. The walls of the small intestine absorb water and digested nutrients into the bloodstream. And as peristalsis continues, the waste products of the digestive process move into the large intestine. The small intestine is long, about 20 foot. It's very long, 24. Coil tube beneath the stomach, and has three parts. Small intestine has the three parts: duodenum, jejunum, and the ileum. So it has three parts. Duodenum is the upper part, and the middle part is jejunum, and the last part is ileum. So it is 10 inches. Duodenum is about 10 inch and connected the stomach, and where the digestive juices from the pancreas and the liver combine with chyme, making it thin and watery. And the jejunum is about 8 feet, and the ileum is about 12 feet. This is the small intestine, and site of the greatest amount of digestion and absorption is small intestine and the large intestine. And the small intestine takes about 4 to 8 hours to complete its journey. And the mucosa or the inner wall secretes several enzymes. In small intestine, the mucosa or the inner wall of the small intestine secretes different enzymes which acts on the food, where the pancreatic enzymes are emptied into and digested nutrients are absorbed through the intestinal walls in small intestine, and the absorbed materials cross the mucosa into the blood, then other parts of the body for storage or further chemical changes. And has small intestine has folded inner walls covered with finger-like projections, which is called villi. It's a plural form of the villus, and each villus has a tinier projections called microvilli that absorbs digested food. Villi and microvilli increase the surface area of the small intestine for greater absorption, and the peristalsis moves the undigested food to the large intestine, and from the small intestine it goes to the large intestine and the large intestine. So now they will discuss about the large intestine, and the waste products from the digestive process includes undigested parts of the food or fluid, and older cells from the lining of the gastrointestinal tract, and the large intestine absorbs water and changes the waste from liquid into stool, and it has a larger diameter but it's shorter than the small intestine. It's only 5 feet, and it's of the water absorbed from the undigested food, making the waste harder until it becomes solid. Here the waste stays for 10 to 12 hours in large intestine. So this is the large intestine, and in large intestine the waste is pushed into the expanded portion, which is called rectum of the large intestine. So solid waste stays in the rectum until it excreted through the anus as feces, and the appendix hangs on the right side of the large intestine. And from the large intestine it goes to the rectum, and the lower end of the large intestine, it is the lower end of the large intestine. The rectum stores stool until it pushes stool out of your anus during the bowel movement. So this is the overview of the of our digestive system. So our digestive works starts from the mouth. In mouth the different salivary gland works. From the mouth it goes to the esophagus, and from the esophagus it goes to the stomach, and in stomach and in stomach it made into chyme, and the chyme goes to the small intestine. From the small intestine it goes to the large intestine. The waste products goes to the large intestine, and from the large intestine the water is absorbed in large intestine, so that the waste products can make the into hard from the liquid to the waste from liquid into stool, so that it changes the waste from the liquid to the into stools. And the rectum, then the stool goes to the rectum, and from the rectum is it goes out from our body. So in this way the our digestive system works. And there are many accessory organs which helps in the digestion, which different from by the different enzymes. It helps in our digestion. So the first is liver, gallbladder, pancreas, etc. So liver is the largest glands of the body, which it stores vitamin A, D, E, and K. It also stores sugar and glycogen. It produces bile. And it secretes the bile to the gallbladder via the hepatic duct and the cystic duct. So the gallbladder, it's stores it's also a accessory organs, gallbladder, and it stores bile in between meals, and it secretes bile to the duodenum through the bile duct during mealtime. And bile contains bile salts, pigments, cholesterol, and phospholipids. And bile is an emulsifier. It's not an enzyme. Emulsifier is a dissolves fat into the water contents into the intestine. What is emulsifier? Emulsifier is dissolves fat into the watery contents of the intestine. So now the pancreas produces a juice that contains enzymes, which is amylase and insulin, to break down the carbohydrates, fat, and proteins. It secretes the juice into the duodenum through the pancreatic duct. So these are the accessory organs: pancreas, gallbladder, and the liver. This also helps in digestion. And the salivary glands, they also helps in our digestion. So this is the overview of our digestive system. This is the small drive from me. I think you like the video, and please subscribe the channel. Thank you.